Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. I'm Wiwit Puspitasari with student number 220142028. Yup, this video content about the dynamic of the Western and Eastern culture. Yup, this video was made to fulfill my final assignment project in the cross-culture understanding class with the lecturer Dr. Handi Pratama, SPD MA. Let's get started. Culture is a way of life that develops and is shared by a group of people and is passed down from generation to generation. Culture is formed from many complex elements such as habits, language, clothing, and others. Culture will influence human touch and behavior in daily life. For example, behavior pattern, language, social organization, art, and others. And one of the first understanding of the Western and Eastern world emerged after Christopher Columbus' 1492 voyage to the Far East. The journey and the identification carried out by Columbus became known as the Columbian Exchange. In an effort to distinguish between the two parties undergoing the exchange, the two places then divided into two hemispheres, Western Hemisphere and then Eastern Hemisphere. The Western Hemisphere consists of the Americas and the Europe, and while the Eastern Hemisphere consists of the Africa, Australia, and then Asia. And the formation of the two halves of the world, which are considered contradictory to each other, is driven by primordial and essential desires. It is this dichotomous structure that creates a divided between the traditional and then the modern, as explained by Bertelli and Cooper. And in fact, the division is intended so that we can recognize or distinguish one thing from another more easily. However, this identification process then influences the formation of the certain perception. This perception then creates feelings, attachment, and emotional attraction. These feelings are then known as the sentiment. With regard to the Columbian exchange, from an economic standpoint, sentiment toward the Western Hemisphere seemed relatively positive. This is because exchange between East and West allow for benefits to both sides of the world. And for example, the Western world introduced a number of plant seeds that were not found in the New World, such as potatoes, sweet potatoes, corn, and cassava. These plants also enrich the taste of the people in the Eastern world. On the other hand, the Eastern world introduced tobacco and the spice. In effect, tobacco and spice once dominated world trade and became valuable commodities. And Nisbet argues that Western philosophers emphasize freedom and independence, while Eastern traditions such as Taoism tend to focus on the concept of unity. From this, it can be seen that the West and East have a different perspective. Therefore, harmonizing Western and Eastern culture involves understanding, respecting, and appreciating existing cultural differences. Here are some steps that help in harmonizing Western and Eastern culture. The first one, be open to differences. It's important to understand that Western and Eastern culture have a different values, beliefs, and practice. Be open to those differences and don't judge one culture as better or worse than another's. And the second one is the education and research. Expand your knowledge of the Western and Eastern culture. Study the history, philosophy, religion, tradition, and the cultural practice of both sides. In-depth education will help increase understanding and avoid stereotype and prejudice. And then the third step is the respect cultural values and the norm. It is important to respect and appreciate the culture, values, norm, and tradition of the both parties. Avoid imposing your views or values on others and work to understand other culture, perspective, and point of view. And the last step is the communication and collaboration. Establish effective communication with the people from other culture. Listen carefully, don't be one-sided, and share your thoughts and ideas politely. Collaboration on the joint project or initiative can also help in strengthening understanding between Western and Eastern culture. This will lead to cultural awareness, which is turn in influence the way you see the world, interact with others, and act reflecting from your own cultural background. The way later it will be easy to understand other cultural perspective. And yeah, through this step, you can contribute to harmonizing Western and Eastern culture, promote mutual understanding, and then build strong cultural bridge. And yeah, that's all for me. I hope it can help you and see you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Have a great day.